Welcome back, and we are here with Fansided's own Josh Hill.
Hello, everybody.
Exactly. All right, Josh, so it's been 2 weeks.
It has been.
And this is Song and Josh. This is the show where you and I, me, somebody who's read the Song of Fire books a lot, and you, someone who has seen the show but has not read the books, go through them chapter by chapter, educating ourselves and, enriching our literary backlog, our literary catalog.
Right. Reading is cool.
Reading is cool.
It is.
And I mean, who better to be ambassadors for that than us? We're very cool people. Right. You're wearing contacts.
I am wearing contacts. Contacts are cool.
They are.
Everything's cool.
Anyway, today we're still on A Clash of Kings, the second book in the series. And I believe we read Bran, the first Bran chapter, Bran 1.
Yep, we did.
Okay.
It was trippy.
Okay, go with that. What about it was trippy?
Well, I got like
was it good? Was that a good thing?
Well, I got like a Seinfeld impression from it. It was a chapter about nothing. It was like nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
But a lot happened because Bran was tripping out the whole time about being a dire wolf and running with his pack and everything like that. Like, it was very metaphorical.
It was
metaphysical. Like, it was a lot going on. And it was kind of Bran grappling with the reality of being crippled in reality, and then in his dreams he can be whatever he wants to be. But also George R.R. Martin was setting up the fact that he's going to be this mystical figure too.
Yeah, so. I think one of the very first lines is it's about Bran. He could not walk, nor climb, nor hunt, nor fight with a wooden sword as once he had, but he could still look. Yep. This is Bran on his windowsill. I think the entire chapter takes place in his little bedroom, looking out at Winterfell at night. And just the idea that he can't do any of that anymore, but he can still look. And as we know, he's going to become this figure who can literally look into the past, into the future, anywhere he wants, spy on people, even though maybe he shouldn't. So I think that's a clear step to where he's going. Yeah. Eventually, he will literally be like the looker, the watcher type person. I mean, Bran chapters, or especially this Bran chapter, is a bit of a challenge for me because it is all... Again, nothing happened in this chapter. Not at all. Like Bran, we get reintroduced to him. He talks about his feelings. There's some weird imagery, but there's zero plot momentum.
No.
Which, I mean, how do you feel about that? Is it okay just to kind of relax?
Yeah, I felt it was character building. We were learning more about Bran, and we were going in the inner workings of how he's dealing with this thing that he's dealing with, which is being crippled and having to basically find a new plan in life. Like, how is he going to go about his life? Everything is completely different. That's why we've got reality and we've got the dream, and they're two totally different things. What is he going to do now that everything he thought he was going to be and everything he could be no longer is the case?
It is rough for an 8-year-old.
Yeah. But he's going to go to often to be so much more, which is, a fun little coda under.
Trust in it. How he deals with it is he literally howls at the moon.
Yep.
Which as you do. I mean, if you're an 8-year-old kid and you're very close to your wolf child, he just sits in still and howls at the moon. Yep. And I like that. I mean, he seems like a bit of a... It's understandable because he's lost the use of his legs. It's very hard, but his guard comes in, Maester Lewin comes in. They're like, Bran, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m. You stop howling. And he just keeps doing it. And then there's one bit where it's Maester Lewin leaves with a look that was part grief and part disgust because this kid is annoying them.
Yeah.
This kid he's in charge of Winterfell. He can't use his legs anymore. He is, he's cooped up and it's difficult and he's having weird dreams and he's just trying to do what the best an 8-year-old can. And that means howling at the moon at 4 o'clock in the morning and just annoying everybody. Do you feel bad for him? Or do you feel with Maester Lewin who's like, God, this freaking kid?
I feel bad for him. Like, he's not necessarily mopey, although he is pretty mopey. But not in like a sad way. It's like he's clearly working through this. Like, I'm sympathetic towards him.
It is a big thing to work through. I didn't lose my legs when I was 8.
Yeah. Yes. Losing use of your legs is a very, very difficult thing to work through. That is. But no, I'm sympathetic towards his cause because it's like, look, what is he going to do now? And it's like such a lonely thing. He's sitting alone in his room at night looking out at the world that he can no longer be a part of the way that he thought he was once going to. As his brother is at the wall, or he thinks his half-brother is at the wall.
Secret cousin, whatever.
Yeah, being part of the Night's Watch. And you got Robb, who's out and leading armies and doing all of this
and
stuff.
He has Rickon the baby.
Yeah, even Arya.
He basically has to, watch.
Yeah, and even Arya and Sansa are out doing things. And he's stuck.
Being captured.
Well, and Arya's a badass. She's going out and she's going to be what Bran wanted to be but can't.
Right.
And Sansa is working her way up the hierarchy of royalty slowly and maybe not. Well, I mean, she's
right now she's more just
she's learning the skills that is one day going to make her become the Sansa that I guess I've come to know on the show.
Sure.
So it's tough. I'm really sympathetic towards him. It's a really sad, depressing place for him to be in, literally in the dark, alone in his room.
It is. I mean, it's fun because it is very sad, but the way it's written, I don't know, he's still a kid, and there's still some frivolity in there, like the howling and stuff. What do you think about? There's some stuff in here that isn't in the book. Like right now at Winterfell, there are 2 kids. In the first book, Catelyn talks to Walder Frey. He's like, you can cross the bridge, but you have to do this, and this.
Yeah.
One of the things he said is you have to take these 2 grandsons of mine, Little Walder and Big Walder, who of course are the opposite with the size, and go foster them at Winterfell, which is a thing that happened.
Yep.
But I was surprised to find that because they were not in the books or in the show.
In the show, and I was surprised to find that. I was trying to rack my memory and see. If I had
they're
missed another
definitely
detail,
new.
But okay.
And sort of like Walder Frey or anybody from that family, they're kind of douches. They're
douches.
Yeah, okay, they're douches. They're playing this game. I forget what it was called, like Cross the Bridge or something, where basically just stand there and just cross the bridge. The game is I knock you into the muddy river and then you don't cross, which is like, kind of a douchey kids game. Rickon enjoys it because he's like a 4-year-old and he's just really into being thwapped around and thwapping people.
He likes mud.
He likes mud, and they all like it. Bran, again, it's hard for Bran because he's like the guy, I can't do that. Bran has to be the 8-year-old adult in the room who's like, you can't hit the baby. Stop that. That's cruel. And I don't think he likes that, but he is in charge of Winterfell now. He is, everybody older than him is gone.
Yeah.
So he's the oldest Stark, even though he's 8, and he cannot play the stupid douchey river crossing game with his little brother, and he can't move at all. So you're right. It is a tough spot.
Well, that is why it's depressing, because it's a stupid game that they're playing. They're literally just knocking each other in the mud, but he can't do it. And that's affected. Like, that guy has an effect on him. It's like even something as simple and as stupid as knocking another person into the mud and laughing at them because they didn't cross a fictional bridge that you're talking about. He can't do it. So he has to then come in and try and be the adult at 8. So he's all of a sudden in this place where he's not supposed to be. It's just, I don't know.
I think there was a line like, okay, fair, good. I'm glad because I didn't. I read that. There was even a line and it was like, I could knock them both into the mud. Stupid idiots. Like, if I were have my legs, it'd be
it's
fun.
like, well, but you can't, Bran. So I don't know. I don't know. So sit down for this.
So the other part of the chapter is the trippy stuff.
Yes.
So again, and that's kind of always okay. Well, what happened? So at one point, I forget. Someone just asks, "Do trees dream?"
Yes.
And then Bran replies, "They do." Bran said with sudden certainty, "They dream tree dreams. I dream of a tree sometimes, a weirwood, like the one in the Gods Wood. It calls to me. The wolf dreams are better. I smell things. Sometimes I can taste blood." Is that funny, creepy, stupid? What?
All of the above. It is all of the above. It reminds me of that the episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes on like some vision quest and he meets like Johnny Cash is like the fox
coyote
or whatever,
thing.
the coyote, yeah. And it like reminded me of that where Bran's just trying to escape from reality and he's trying to find himself within himself. I mean, he's crippled. Homer couldn't make chili that was hot enough, or ate chili that was too hot. So I mean, apples and bananas here, but it reminded me of that because even with the wolf metaphor here, he's like running with a pack. He's all alone in reality because everybody's gone. He can't run, and he's doing both of those things. Yeah, and he's also trying to find he's trying to find a plan. He's trying to find everybody that is supposed to be around him. And it was really, I don't know, it was a touching vision to me because it really went inside of what he's thinking and what he's going through. And it proved that he there's something inside there that's going to become something. He's not just this crippled 8-year-old kid who's going to be upset about not being able to get pushed in the mud. He's a lot deeper than that, and that's what that told me.
Yeah, and I mean, and again, with the wolf bits, he dreams he's inside Summer, his wolf, and he's running around. Part of him knew that it was only a dream, but even the dream of walking was better than the truth of his bedchambers, walls and ceiling and door, which again is kind of his challenge. I think the problem for me is that, I mean, like with something like Arya, like I've never had to pass myself off as another gender to hide the fact that I'm a secret noble and, get my way back to my house. But I can understand kind of better her predicament. Like, she has, assholes who are trying to step to her, and she has to, kick them in the balls to get them to stop. Like, it's harder for me to wrap my head around. Bran's problem is he would rather possess his wolf in dreams than deal with his difficult life. I think it's a tricky sell for Martin to sell the drama of these Bran chapters in a way that you can sell the drama of an Arya chapter where the danger is immediate, or a Sansa chapter where it's all about if I say the wrong thing, I'll be hurt. I can get that more, but apparently it's working for you. You're saying that I guess you get Bran's struggle. Maybe
I do.
You have something in your past. Well, I know where we're going with that. Go on.
Yeah, I wish I was a wolf. No, I mean, they're different chapters, too, and that's the thing that what gets to me, too. I don't want them all to be Arya and have Arya's type of struggle. I think that it differentiates the Stark siblings to show that they are related to each other, but they each are dealing with the same thing differently. They have the same end game, which is Bran just wants everybody to be back at Winterfell. He wants everything to be back to normal.
Legs.
Arya wants
legs.
Yeah, he wants to walk again. And Arya is the same thing. She wants Ned back. She wants her family back. She wants things to go back to the way that they were. She's going about it in a different way because she has to deal with her realities. And Bran is going about it in his own way because he has to deal with his realities. He has the luxury of being, I mean, I know I said it's depressing, and it is, but he, in a way, has the luxury of being alone in his bedroom, safe, looking out at the night, and Arya doesn't. So she has to approach her situations a lot differently than Bran does. So I think naturally one of them will have to fight, and I agree with you. I have no idea what it would be like to be Arya. I also have no idea what it would be like to be Bran, but I believe
it's just easier for me to latch on to an Arya or a Sansa or a Jon or a Tyrion because their problems aren't wolf dreams. But I mean, again, I'm glad that you're sympathetic to Bran and it's working for you.
Also, the line about do trees dream tree dreams or whatever. I don't know why that made me think of do androids dream of electric sheep?
Oh, totally.
I was like, I see what you're doing there, George.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Martin to be on purpose because he's a total nerd. He reads all the sci-fi and fantasy, so sure. It's Dick, right? Philip K. Dick?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I mean, and Martin has said that the Bran chapters are the hardest to write, and I think this is kind of the reason why, because you have to be an 8-year-old boy, which he's forgotten to be, and also it's just so kind of mystical metaphysically.
Yep.
We also got more folk talking about the comet. Everybody has their own idea.
Yep.
What does Osha say?
She said
what's the comet mean? Blood and fire, boy, nothing sweet. And old Nan just says dragons. It be dragons, boy.
It be dragons, boy.
She got it. Good old Nan.
She did.
And actually, just a little side note, because I remember this thing. They gave that line to Osha in the show. I think Old Nan was been written out by this point.
Huh.
Because maybe the elderly are hard to employ or something.
This is when they should have written her out. I could have won her an Emmy. Whoever played
Dragons,
Old Nan.
they be dragons,
Yeah,
boy.
could you imagine? Be like, whoever played Nan, and they say her name, and then it cuts to that clip. It be dragons, boy.
It'd be a good one.
Everybody claps.
I mean,
she nods.
Who was in the first season? She had a really good scene with Bran by his bedside, but I don't know. I guess they cut her out for the next season. And she don't come back. Okay, finally, before we wrap up, really quick, some vocab stuff.
Vocab.
Okay, Castellan is the governor of a castle. Okay. So the Starks are gone. They leave a Castellan in charge, who's some dude. And then a wen, an abnormal growth or a cyst protruding from a surface, especially of the skin. Bran's guard had a giant wen on his nose. I was like, what the hell is a wen?
Less into that one than I was the first one, but...
Well, it's fun. I never heard that.
Neither have I.
Boil, pimple, scab, whatever. Sure. When? Bring that back. Any other thoughts you have about this chapter, John? Bran 1?
No. It was trippy. I'm into the trippy fever dream chapters. Because we had the Catelyn one in the first book. I don't know why. It's a nice little break from the realities of the Game of Thrones.
Well, next we're getting back to reality in a big way with the second Arya chapter in Clash of Kings. We will be reading that next Wednesday here at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Winter's Coming Facebook page and also the Winter's Coming YouTube page. Thanks for watching, everybody, across both mediums, and we will see you next Wednesday. Adios.